All right. Okay, sixth grade, our objective today is to continue with slope. That is finding slope from 2 points, finding slope from a graph. So is it positive, is it negative, is it 0, is it undefined? So let's start here. On this one, I want to ask you first, is this a positive or negative line? Alexis. Good, how do you know that? Good job. If you look from left to right, do you see how this line is going down? It's like you're running downhill, walking downhill, riding a car downhill. So from left to right, it's decreasing. So your slope is negative. Okay? What is the rise over run? So how do you find the rise over run from the graph? Peyton? That's fine. So the rise over run here, what I always do since it's negative, is I usually go down first and then to the right. Doesn't matter. As Ms. Wingrove said yesterday, between 2 points, you need to find the rise over run. Find your rise over run and then say, all right, is the line positive or negative? And then put the sign in front that you need to. But basically, you're rising, which is going down in this 1, 3. You're going to the right 1. Yes, you could go up 3 to the left 1. Same thing, just make sure you always have the rise over the run, and it's negative because it's going down from left to right. Drew. Okay, but you still lose points. You have to have it done when you get to class. You know that, Drew. Okay, any questions on number 1? Okay, number 2. Let's see here, Camille, is the graph positive, negative, 0, undefined? Good, why is it 0? Good job. What was the analogy that Ms. Wingrove used yesterday for you to kind of remember that it has a slope of 0? Amberly? Yeah, I call it the people mover. I don't really know what it's called, but my brother and I used to always call it the people mover when we were little. Why would the slope be 0 there? Grace, why is it 0? Good job. It's not rising anywhere. The speed on the people mover, it's not like it's all of a sudden just speeding up so one falls over, right? And it doesn't all of a sudden just stop. Since your rate of change or the speed is the same the entire time, there's a slope of 0. There's not a rate of change. Angel, I'll be with you in a little bit if you want to have a seat. Okay, so what is the rise over run here? Jackie. Okay, so in the example that's up here, it's 0 over 1, 2, 3, 4, which, yeah, it's 0. And you can simplify it to 0. There's not a slope, there's not a rate of change. Questions? All right, let's go over the next part here. Okay, finding the slope. So the warm-up that was on your desk. Ray, number 1. Good. Skylar, number 2. Good. 12 over negative 3, and then we can simplify that, Skylar. What does that simplify to? Good. Negative 4 over 1. David, number 3. Good. 11 over 2. Abigail, number 4. Good job. 8 over negative 11, and the negative can be in the middle of the fraction or the top or at the bottom. I know Ms. Wingrove told you that yesterday. Neil, number 5. No, careful. Good. So 21 or negative 21 over 0, depending on what you started with, whether it was this point or this. Ray, what does that mean if 0 is on the bottom? Undefined. If your slope is undefined, what does the graph look like? Kevin? Good. It goes straight up and down, right? It's a vertical line. I like to use the analogy of, can you walk up a wall?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. You cannot walk up. Hey, 6th grade. Undefined, because it's a vertical line, and just think you can't walk up a wall. Okay, what about number 6, Drew? $30 over. Okay, so when you do this one, did you label them this way, Drew? Okay, that might have been part of the problem. Or did you do this as x2, y2? You did the wrong formula. It's y2 minus y1 You subtract the y's first. So 8 minus negative 13 over, Kevin, subtract the x's. So 8 minus negative 13 is positive 21. 17 minus 17 is 0. So subtract the y's on the top and then subtract the x's on the bottom. You just mix that up, right? Okay, Gia.
If you did it the other way and did 13 minus 8,
Same thing. Yep. Right. For number 2? Okay, well tell me which y value did you start with, this one or this one? Okay, so you did negative 19 minus negative 7, right? Okay, over 1 minus negative 2. So negative 19 plus 7 is negative 12. 1 plus 2 is 30. Got it? Okay. Number 6, Nathan M. Good. 0 divided by 1 or 0 divided by anything, you get 0. All right, any other questions on any of the warm-up? Okay, let's go over your homework, and then we'll move back to the slope notes. Okay, so for 1 through 9, you need to tell me whether your slope is negative, positive, 0, or undefined, and I will show you the graph. David, number 1. Good. Greta, number 2. Good. Shane, number 3. So negative. Good. So here's our graphs for 1, 2, and 3. These things should be positive points and connected them. You need to be able to determine whether it's positive, negative, 0, or undefined. And to find slope from the formula. Okay, number 4, Kevin.
Negative.
Good.
5.
You didn't have to do that, but that's close. Just positive, negative, 0, undefined. Neil, number 5.
I have 0 divided by 4.
Okay. Number 6, Michelle. Good, negative. So here's our graphs for 4, 5, and 6. Again, make sure you have negative, 0, and then negative. Okay, Gio, 7.
Negative.
Nope. Grace, 7.
Oh, what? Wait. Positive.
Okay.
I wrote down wrong.
All right. Grace, number 8. Good job. Drew, number 10. Or number 9 is what I meant to say. Okay. Sorry. All right, here they are. So positive, undefined, and then positive. Josh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so number 5, the rise over the run. So if you do y2 minus y1, so 1 minus 1 is 0, over negative 2 minus 7 is negative 9. So I don't know why. It can be any number. I probably just put a number down there. No matter what it is, 0 divided by anything is 0. So Josh, say that again? Yeah, and that's all you were supposed to. You don't worry about my work here. You didn't have to do that. That's why I'm not asking you guys for that. Anyone else on 1 through 9? Okay, Greta, number 10. Good. Kimberly, number 11. Negative what? You define the slope on those lines. Good. Steve, number 12. Just 0, right? Yep, good. Okay, number 13 should be negative 3 over 5. Number 14 should be 3 over 5. 15 is undefined. Just let me stop there for a second. Any questions on 1 through 15? Okay, do you guys need this or no? Okay, Joseph, number 16. Close. It's 5 over something. Good, 5 over 6. Nathan S, 17. Good, 1/2. 18, Mike. Oh yeah, it's on my desk. Undefined because it's 10 over 0. Okay, 19 should be negative 1/4. 20 is 1/2. plus 1 is 1 over 1. Alexis, what did you get for number 12 or 22?
0.
Good, 0. Ben, 23.
And 4 over 1.
Good, 1 over 1. And the last one is 1/3. Whoops. Okay, any questions? Gio, start with you.
For number 18,
Yep.
would you have to write undefined?
Yes. Yeah, great question. For problems like 18, if there's a 0 on the bottom, if you do not write undefined, Ms. Wingrove will take off for your quiz next week. You have to say that if the 0's on the bottom, it's undefined because it's a vertical line. If 0's on the top, which is your numerator, you have to simplify so that it's equal to 0. Right. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so Greta, x1, y1, x2, y2. So did you start with the -2 when you were subtracting?
Yeah.
Okay, so -2 minus -4 all over 1 minus -5.
I just have one minus 5.
Okay, just be careful, guys and girls. The two negatives back to back, that's really tricky. If you don't have those two negatives back to back and change it to a positive, the whole slope's going to be wrong. So just take your time with that today when you finish up the rest of the notes. Okay, any other questions? Positive? Okay, I want everyone to open up your notes to where you left off yesterday. Okay, sure. Okay. All right, we're going to switch teachers. Steve. On this one? Okay, I just put, you want me to go over it again? Okay, -2 plus 4 is 2. And then 1 minus -5 is 1 plus 5, which is how you get the 6. Got it? Okay. Anyone else? Okay. And you're back to it.
Right. So we're back to the notes we left off, I think, at letter B.
C.
Is that right? Letter C?
C. We finished B. We finished B.
Yeah, we did.
See, look. We're on E. We were on something.
We were on C.
No, we were on E. You were on E. We're on 8.4.
Why would I have this written up here if we didn't do B, though?
I know, right? I have to say we're on the lesson B.
Oh, yeah. Let's take letter B. Yeah, I meant letter B on the next page. So we did, on the problems on the next page, we went up to letter B. We did A and B. So C, let's just practice one and then we can do them separately. So who can tell me if my equation is y1 minus y, or y2 minus y1, x1, x2 minus x1, what should my top be? What should my bottom be? Amberly.
7 minus -4.
And then what's my bottom?
1 minus
Right, 1 minus 2. So, just like she was saying, this is the only part that's going to be tricky. Those become a positive. Two negatives back to back. So I have 11 over -1, and just -11. Okay, so I think we all need some more practice on this. So do D, E, and F all on your own, and then we'll go over the answers in a second. looks like everyone's almost done.
I'm not done yet.
Okay, you keep on working. So you can tell me what M is the very first one, Jackie. Right, 1/10. Letter E. Grace. Right, -10/7. And last one, letter F. Steve. You're right, but -6/4 is a positive. But they're both negative. Any questions on those? No. Okay. So we have a word problem. A ladder is leaning against a house. The bottom of the ladder is 8 feet away from the house. And the top of the ladder is leaning against the house 15 feet above the ground. Find the slope of the ladder. So if I have a house, this is my house.
That's a very pretty house.
I know I'm an artist. So this is my ladder. Which one should be 8 and which should be 5? What distance? Then. Or
15 is the top and then 8.
so where should I put 15?
15.
Right here.
Yeah.
And then 8
Yeah.
is this bottom right here. So who can tell me, remind me what slope is? It starts with R's, Neil.
Slope is the rate of change.
Right, rate of change, and then
Or the ratio of the vertical to horizontal.
right, so vertical over horizontal, that means y over x, right? So who can tell me what should be on top if I'm going to write this as a slope, what should be on the bottom? Greta.
15/8.
Right, 15/8. Does that make sense, everybody? It's a pretty easy one. We do not have a graph, so we're going to skip this one. But at the very bottom, you should add this one. So we're skipping that one because we don't have a graph, but we're adding this one. So the table shows the cost of using a computer at an internet cafe for a given amount of time. Find the rate of change and cost with respect to time. So who can tell me, I have time and cost, which one's going to be my y, which one's going to be my x? Again? Good job. Time is x and cost is y, Gia.
I found the rule for it.
You found the rule for it?
Well, yeah.
Okay. What, you mean a rule for this? Okay. What were you going to say?
Multiply by 3 and add half.
Okay. I don't actually know it, but it sounds good. So, what I need you guys to do is you need to find coordinate pairs, right? Ordered pairs. They give you enough information that you should be able to find 3 pairs, and then you can find the slope from those pairs. So what's my very first pair? How can I interpret this? How can I make this into ordered pair form? Anything else? Right, 2, 7. What's another point they give me? Alexis. Right, 4, 14. And my last one, Drew?
21.
Right, 6, 21. So you have to interpret the table and make sure you know what those points are, and then you can use your slope formula and find your rate of change. Kevin.
It's like the top one add 2 times 2.
Right. No. Well, the top one add 2, yes. Okay. And the bottom one times 2.
Yeah.
But the slope.
Or add 7. Wait, no.
Oh, yeah. You could do it multiple ways.
Add
2 over 7.
Almost. Then.
No.
3.5 over 1.
Well, yeah.
7 over 2.
Right. 3.5 over 1. 7 over 2. So you could have found that. You could have done y2 minus y1. That's 14 minus 7. over x2 minus x1 over 4 minus 2. Or like before, how you guys were figuring out patterns. We know slope is y over x, so y is increasing by 7. So 7 over time is increasing by 2, 7 over 2. You can do that a bunch of different ways. Everybody, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs down. All right. Beautiful. Okay, so your homework tonight is going to be this practice. We have time, a lot of time in class to do it, so I'm going to be handing out a review worksheet for chapter 7 too, which is also for homework. So practice 8-4, all. You have over 10 minutes to work on it. You should get at least one done.
8 through 4?
No, practice 8-4 if it's 107 in your packet.
Oh, only 1 through 7? Oh, wait. It says that.
Read the boards, please.
Oh, what is this wrong? Oh, yeah, we only have to do 7. That's like 18.
The more that you keep on asking why you have to do it, the less time you have in class to work. Yes. It will help you guys front and back. It's all of practice 8.4 or 8.4. So look at number 4 through 9. You have to find the coordinates of 2 points when you're given the equation. So you're finding 2 points, and then you're going to find slope from those 2 points. What are some ways that you could get points for this? For number 4. How could I find points or ordered pairs? So you're looking at number 4, how could you find 2 different points? You will not know how to do homework. You don't. That's my grad. Alright, so Greta just said for number 4 you could plug in a number for x and find y. You could find 2 points and then you could use the formula. You can definitely do that. Yeah.
And we have to do all of them when we check the worksheet.
Yes. Work hard right now. You have more than 10 minutes. You should be able to get the whole front page, maybe the back one.
You guys are girls, we have time to do your math class. We have to do your serious do your math class.
Please listen to me. I already said this once, and not everyone was listening. So stop what you're doing right now. For number 4 through number 9, you are given an equation. You need to plug in a value for x and find y. That would be the easiest one because they have y for x. You plug in values, you get 2 ordered pairs, and then you use our formula to find the slope. I already said that once. Is everybody okay? Josh. Right, yep. Plug in 0, that's fine.
Can we plug in